Welcome back. This is The Great Expanse by John Bab 426 here on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm targeting and eliminating pop-ups. If you've liked the videos that you've seen thus far, hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button. Share these videos with other people that you know that like comic book related stuff as much as you do. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications all, so the next time a new video is dropped, you'll know about it second. I'll know about it first. One breath chant. We're going to the direct, that's the website, and this headline jumped off the screen and sang to me, it did both. James Gunn announces 8 new DC actors for rebooted universe. We don't know anyone so far. I think all we have is, oh Lord, what's her name? Viola Davis as Waller. I believe she's the only actor that we know for sure is going to make the transition, from the DCEU to DCU. Okay, so the author of this article is Russ Milheim. Now, DC Studio co-lead James Gunn announced 8 new cast members for the first project in his DCU reboot. That project is none other than Creature Commandos, okay, an animated series whose characters will cross over into unspecified live-action adventures in the future. So, when you're announcing an actor in this DCU reboot, you're crossing all over the place. You're going into live action, you're going into animation, you're going into gaming, according to James Gunn himself. Alright. The first person to get officially cast was Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. The actor previously teased his involvement with the new DCU, having alluded in 2 separate Instagram stories. Rick Flag played Brock Rumlow in Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Captain America: Civil War. Brock Rumlow became Crossbones. And Crossbones had a very small part before he was destroyed by, I think, Scarlet Witch. Okay, and it was very brief. It was almost just a cameo. But Frank Grillo looks great. He's perfect for like a military type. I'm gonna give it. I am cutting into the article here, but Rick Flag is one of the primary components of the Suicide Squad Task Force X, okay? And he's loyal to a fault to Amanda Waller and Task Force X. He's always hard on Deadshot and Captain Boomerang. He's the one that keeps the Suicide Squad in line because they're criminals, they're maniacs, they're psychopaths, all right? So that's who Rick Flag is. Oh, but they said Rick Flag Sr. So I don't know if he'll actually be on the Suicide Squad Task Force X team. He could just be the father that dies. And I think Rick Flag Jr. is the one that's on the team. So forget all I just said. I mean, don't forget it, but I don't think he's going to play the Task Force X commander, okay? Now, alongside Grillo, 7 other new faces joined the DC universe. Let's find out who they are. With Creature Commandos set to be the first project of the DCU's upcoming reboot, James Gunn confirmed 8 new cast members for the series. Here are the actors who will be voicing their characters in animation, and presumably bringing them to life in live action as well. Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. Okay, so I'm going to post these pictures because this character was prominently displayed when James Gunn made the announcement for the partial slate of Gods and Monsters, which isn't the full slate, a partial slate of Chapter 1. Let's see who the next one is. Frank Grillo was the first actor to officially board the DCU, where he'll be embodying Rick Flag Sr. In the comics, the character has ties to the Suicide Squad, which I alluded to earlier, much like his son. Assumedly, I didn't know that was a word, assumedly. Assumedly, in the upcoming animated show and future projects, he'll be leading the Creature Commandos in some fashion. Hopefully, the actor's new role in the DCU will better match his expectations compared to his time as Crossbones in the MCU. I didn't read this article, I probably should have, but it said that Frank Grillo felt betrayed by Kevin Feige or whoever the director was, for his small little snippet or cameo in Civil War. Maybe I should do it, but I don't think I will. David Harbour as Eric Frankenstein. Interesting. Hopper from Stranger Things. And again, I'll be posting these pictures. David Harbour only recently joined the MCU as Red Guardian from the Black Widow movie, but the actor is already playing for both teams. The character's origins in the comics are confusing, but as his name suggests, he is essentially meant to be a play on Frankenstein himself. So it's easy to see how Harbour would almost certainly enjoy getting a crack at this role. Indira Varma as the Bride. I'll assume that's the Bride of Frankenstein. Now, I did not know her by name, but she plays the Viper, Prince Oberyn's wife in Game of Thrones, and she played Tala in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Okay, so this is the Bride of Frankenstein, I'll presume. Indira Varma, who was recently seen as Tala Dorith in Obi-Wan Kenobi, will bring the bride to life. While her existence only began for the sole purpose of being a companion to Frankenstein, the bride holds different ideas of what she wants to do with her newfound life. Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus. I said that was Dr. Phosphorus. I said that guy looks like Dr. Phosphorus. Alan Tudyk played the Joker masterfully in the Harley Quinn animated series. Alan Tudyk also played K2SO in Rogue One. And he was in the Doom Patrol series as Mr. Nobody, or Dr. Nobody, or was it just Nobody? But he's a very funny actor, okay? While often portrayed as a Batman villain, Dr. Phosphorus will be a key member of the Creature Commandos, and the iconic Alan Tudyk will voice him. The character is a radioactive supervillain whose body chemistry was fundamentally altered after being exposed to a reactor core. Living up to his new namesake, his body burns like an eternal flame. All right. Maria Bakalova as Princess Ilana Rostovich. I have no idea who Maria is or Princess Ilana Rostovich. Maria Bakalova made a small splash as Cosmo in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. That's the dog, Cosmo. And will be making an even bigger one when Volume 3 releases in May. Good thing she already has another big role in the books to ride that momentum. Unlike the rest of the cast, little is known about her character. Okay, so I'm not the only one that's in the dock. Princess Ilana Rostovich. However, it seems that Gunn created an entirely original role for the actress. Alright. Sean Gunn as both G.I. Robot and Weasel. I believe Sean Gunn plays... I don't remember his name in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's the one that is bequeathed Yondu's headdress thingy. Unsurprisingly, James Gunn gave his brother double duty in the new franchise. On top of returning as Weasel from The Suicide Squad, he'll also bring G.I. Robot to life. G.I. Robot will undoubtedly bring with him lots of comparisons to Doom Patrol's Robot Man. He does look exactly like him. But the two are different characters. In Creature Commandos, this bot is one specifically created for strange and deadly missions like those the titular team takes on. Zoe Chow as Nina Mazursky. Two more names that I'm unfamiliar with. Beautiful actors, though. Zoe Chow is set to be Nina Mazursky, a scientist for SHADE, who actually made the first iteration of the Creature Commandos. After fixing some of her initial mistakes, she makes a second iteration of the team, resulting in the leading cast of this project. Mazursky included herself in these experiments, turning her into an amphibian woman. Interesting. Stephen Agee as the returning John Economos. Is he from Suicide Squad? Like Sean Gunn, Steve Agee will return to the DCU in an already established role. It's not King Shark, yet. Okay. Instead, Agee will be back as Agent John Economos. The character was first seen in the Suicide Squad, played a key role in Peacemaker, and then got a nice cameo in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. That's a spoiler, because I didn't see Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Right. Was that 8 actors? I guess so. How will Creature Commandos factor into the new DCU? Right now, it's hard to understand why Creature Commandos will be the first DCU project out the door, but James Gunn has gotten himself a stacked cast. He does. With casting complete, the show has already started production. After the animated series is done, the task will be getting all the actors back for the jump into live action. As Gunn promised, all the actors brought aboard have plenty of experience on screen, so that transition should be easy. But what project will it happen for? Swamp Thing seems like the clear frontrunner. However, it also has been confirmed that someone from the odd team of misfits will be showing up in HBO Max's Waller. That could be any one of these people. Maybe Gunn will somehow even find a way to get the Creature Commandos involved with a big culminating event for the DCU's Chapter 1, perhaps alongside the Justice League themselves. That's a stretch there. Creature Commandos is expected to debut at some point in 2024 on Max. Alright, so this was a very informative article. Creature Commandos, probably the least anticipated of the Gods and Monsters partial slate that's been announced. Mainly because nobody knows anything about them. Okay? And it was the first thing announced. Now, when you say that I'm going to spearhead the DC universe into a new direction, you usually want to hear about the heavy hitters first. Heavy hitter. You know, Superman, excuse me, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Cyborg, Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, Hawkwoman. Those are the ones that you're looking for. So when you start out with Creature Commandos, you kind of go, all right. And you start listening like this, like, all right, when is he getting to the good stuff? Okay. But Creature Commandos could be a surprise hit. Again, it had the burden of headlining the partial slate. So again, since you're not mentioning any of the DC Trinity, Creature Commandos was kind of like, all right, let's see what happens next. Maybe it'll be a standout of the DCU reboot. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. All right, so let's go there. Okay, since I mentioned it, excuse me for rubbing my nose, but I'm looking forward to Creature Commandos. I'm not looking forward to Waller as much because it seems to be in the same vein as Peacemaker, and I believe that Peacemaker is going to come out after Superman. All right, but Waller I'm not looking forward to as much. All right. Superman Legacy, yeah. Batman, the Brave and the Bold, yeah. The Authority, yeah. Not as much, but again, it's a Wildstorm property, so I'm very interested. Okay. What was the fourth? There are 5 movies. What was the fourth? Oh, Supergirl. What was it called? Woman of Tomorrow, yeah. Because I'm not familiar with it, and I really want to see Supergirl brought to the screen properly. Okay, and it's not because Supergirl's never been done before, but it's never been in a movie. And I really want to see Supergirl really flex her muscles. And the 5th one is Swamp Thing, which has been alluded to in this article. Yeah, not as much as the other 3, but yeah, I'll look forward to a Swamp Thing movie. As far as the live action series, Booster Gold, not as much. Okay. Paradise Lost, yeah. Lanterns, yeah. Lanterns might be my most anticipated series. Okay. Or my most anticipated piece of the partial slate of Gods and Monsters. Were there any other? I think that's all of them. I think there were 8 things announced. 5 were movies, 3 were live action. But Lanterns is probably #1 on anticipation. Okay, because Batman, the Brave and the Bold, I do want to see it. But right now, I have Matt Reeves, the Batman. So the Batman, the Brave and the Bold can kind of take a little bit of a backseat to me. Okay, as far as this new DCU reboot comes, but I'm still excited for it. That needle of anticipation is continuing to press forward. Okay. Did I mention? I want to make sure that I mentioned everything. That I want to do a disservice to any of them. Again, Waller, not as much. Creature Commandos, yeah, but not as much. Okay. And I think that's all of them. All right. So, what did you think of this article? What is your anticipation for the James Gunn partial slate, Gods and Monsters? Okay, this new DCU reboot. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the DCU reboot. I'm excited for it. All right. Hit the like button so that this video, this article, will show up in other people's feeds. And we can sneak in and stow aboard. Anyway, because of the algorithm. David Brent, please let them know where their comments go. That's where they go. Thank you, Mr. Brent. Do your part. I'll do my part. To the Great Expanse by John Bet 426 can and will expand. It's in the name.